So I think a lot of people are tired of this whole coronavirus debacle because it's become so politicized. No one knows what's true anymore. We always hear about President Trump being anti-science, yet Biden can't get his numbers straight, and he's always coughing into his bare hands and whispering in people's ears, and which I thought were major no-nos during COVID. So is science past the point of no return as far as politicization goes, in your opinion?
Well, look, you better check on your neighbor because either one side or the other of your house is dead, according to candidate Biden there, to Vice President Biden. But look, I can't blame him necessarily for the challenges that people have looking up these numbers. Recent polls have shown that the average American believes that 10% of America is already dead from coronavirus. And that's how much the fear mongering has gone on. And it's really difficult because when you look at the actual numbers, the fear should be much way allayed there. They are not substantial. If you're under the age of 45, it's practically zero. If you're under the age of 65, the statistics show, according to Professor Ioannidis of Stanford, that your chances of dying of coronavirus are about the same as dying on your commute to work.
Yeah, and so when it comes to all this, you're kind of my go-to guy. I trust what you're saying. And so we see the CDC, and they're kind of changing around their language when it comes to aerosolization of the virus, kind of changing up stuff on asymptomatic testing. What's going on there? Do we still have to be terrified when we leave our house that people are everywhere secret carriers of this virus and it could strike at any moment?
No, that's a very challenging situation. Look, the virus is going to do what the virus is going to do. It is the ultimate human hubris to believe that somehow we can put our hand forth and stop the mighty Mississippi River. The best you can do, and what we should have done from the beginning, is protect the most vulnerable among us. The average age of deaths among coronavirus victims and COVID-19 is about 78 to 80 years old. In fact, 90% of all of the deaths have happened above the age of 55 and 65 there. And we truly believe that there is a very good understanding as to what this virus does and who is really impacted by it. And we've chosen to protect everyone. And by doing so, we've protected no one.
In a lot of ways, I think it was selfishness, because I remember before it hit America in March, I know it was here before that, but when the media started picking it up in March, I remember reading reports back in February of in Spain and Italy of paramedics there going to nursing homes and finding dozens of people deceased, not just of the virus, but because they were left without food, without water, without medications, because the 20 and 30-year-old staff, they were terrified that they were going to die. So they got up and left elderly people to fend for themselves, sometimes for up to days and sometimes even a week or so, and they died. So I believe a lot of that came from fear of people my age, and we were afraid that we were going to die, but we were never the ones at risk. It was the older people, and I believe that we failed them, because then on top of that, so many people have died alone, and that's what breaks my heart the most when I think about people stuck in hospitals, in nursing homes, without even a family member to hold their hand in some cases. And again, it all comes from people my age, and we're not even at risk. It just shows kind of, I believe, the selfishness of my generation.